a very good counselor friend I spoke to today. And he's doing a PhD. And I said, well, that's very interesting. What are you doing the PhD on? He says, I'm doing it between the relationship between the brain and the mind. What is the chemical reaction between the brain and the mind? I said, that's very good. You go and do well. What I should have said was, what about your brain and mind? How is the PhD going to go? I'm going to take some information from past, from other findings. I'm going to interview certain people. And I'm going to put it together and come up with some conclusion. Yeah? The whole thing's a farce. Not this person or what he's doing, but the idea that you have to take this and come up with a conclusion. The whole purpose of this is to take this and come up with nothing. You see? The one who comes up with nothing, that's a conclusion. That's a real conclusion. Nothing's a starting point. No thing before things. What is the point of doing anything if you're going to come up with a conclusion? What about your brain and mind, Mr. PhD? You see, I'm going to take information from past, I'm going to take information from new interviewees, research, and I'm going to put it together out there, and I'm going to come up with a conclusion. What about your brain and mind? What is the relationship between your brain and mind? You need someone else to tell you, you see. You're waiting for this PhD to be written so that you can take his information and more information and put it together, and then someone else comes behind you. Same. See? Boring. They say education is intelligent, education is challenging, education is wonderful, it's revealing. Education is boring because you're taking information from other sources and interviewing other sources to come up with some sort of external idea. You have nothing to do with the PhD. You have nothing to do with any of this until you analyze your own being. Analyze everything about you, you see. The whole purpose is to know who you are. The whole purpose is to say, okay, what about my brain? How do I experience it? You know, imagine interviewing someone. Imagine, even listening to these words, these videos. You have no idea. You see? I don't know what this one's speaking about. He speaks about experiences, self-experiences, other experiences. He speaks about how things should be done. He speaks about, I don't understand it. You see, because you cannot understand it until you have self-experienced it. What is the relationship between your mind and body? What I'll do is I'll look at U.G. Krishnamurti. He speaks about the brain. Yeah? And I'll look at the Buddhist or Zen or Lao Tzu. He speaks about mind. And I'll do a bit of biology about the body, and I'll put the three together and I'll come up with some theory. Whose theory is it then? Is it your theory, or is it a combination of all these theories? What about brain? U.G. Krishnamurti. He tells it as it is. I liked his version of the brain. What about your brain? Why is everyone so dependent on other information? What is the purpose of being here? You don't like when someone tells you the result of the football match and how it was played, and you watch the same game and your idea of the whole game was different. You say, no, it's not like that. Yeah? You're attention on the game and your knowledge of the game is very personal to you. But when it comes to things about, I don't feel able. I mean, since enlightenment, one of the pet hates from this body and mind is that people say, I cannot do it. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. You are it. This body and mind is working class, menial job, very, very minuscule knowledge. Meets God. Gives every information, every knowledge under the sun. Yeah? Doesn't want any rewards, any recommendations. Sees so many things that no mind can understand, or very few minds can understand. And you say, I can't do it. I need some information. No information is needed. You hold every truth inside. You hold everything about everything in your being, in your core being. You know God, you know Christ, you know Buddha, you know Shiva, you know them all. You know everything about this world, this universe within your being. But your lazy ego mind says, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. And when you try and do it, ego mind's going to say, you can't do it. You can't do it. You cannot do it. Don't listen to these people. You cannot do it. I'm going to do it for you. Come with me. I have more lives for you to live. More bullshit. PhD. My PhD. I remember doing PhD at university. There was nothing about me. Nothing about what I thought. It was about taking knowledge, past and new knowledge, to come up with another idea. You call it conclusion, it is simply another idea. That's all it is. You are trying to have the best idea in the world. I'll leave an idea. You see, what I'm going to do when I leave this body, when I go out of this and die, I want to leave an idea. So they can say, yeah, that one had an idea. It was a great idea. And what happened was, another 100 people after that, 7 centuries down the line, took that idea and made greater ideas from it. Ideas. You call it conclusions. What is the conclusion? What is the conclusion of this? What is the conclusion when your body goes? You don't know that one, you see. No one knows that one. I beg to differ. No one speaks about that one. The one that knows that one does not speak about that one. Because there's no one to speak about that one. Because that one has realized that nothing is actually taking place here. It's just an idea. It's just a thought. Your body and mind is the result of a thought from yourself. See? Poor me. I don't want to be a thought from God. No, you are God, you see. That's what you don't like to hear. You don't like to hear things like that. You are the result. Your body and mind is the result of a thought that you had. I want to see myself as a body and a mind. I don't know who I am, so I want to see who I am. And what I'm going to do, when I give myself a body and mind, I'm going to invent glass so that I can see in the mirror. I'm going to invent lakes so I can see in the lake. I'm going to invent shadows so I can see in the shadows. I'm going to invent other people so I can see in the other people. A reflection, a version of what I am. You look at a tree, that's you. You look at this laptop, that's you. You look at the one speaking, that's you. You look at the one listening, that's me. Me and you, same. Space is where the looking is taking place, not here in physical presence. Looking is taking place at the midpoint. When you stop listening and I stop speaking, silence. Meeting. Mind says, what? I need in. No, I want to come in. Stop it. Mr. Mind says, stop it. I was gone for a moment. Don't do that to me again, says Mr. Mind. Don't do that. Namaste.